YouTube, Mr. King coming at you live from the studio. Here are the questions for the day. Please answer them and pause the video now. Next note, it is Thanksgiving break next week. Today what you're going to do is you're going to explain why organisms change over time or evolve. We did a Kahoot in class. So here is our next unit. We're going to be talking about evolution. And evolution is basically why do populations change over time? Humans all start out in Africa, for example, but now we have a whole range of skin color. That is an example of evolution. Next, we are going to be taking Cornell notes. So please go to Wednesday, Fitness Notes, and pull up Evolution Cornell Notes. Yep, I'm going to go over the answers, and then please find a picture for the other side. Let's just jump right into it. So recall from yesterday, remember variety is good. You want variation if you're an animal, or a plant, or an organism. Variety is good because if there are multiple options for traits, then you have more chances that one of those traits is going to be helpful in some environments. For example, let's say I want a football team. If all of my players were big, my football team would be really bad. You need a variety. So for example, you need someone like Michael Orr, who's really tall and really wide to protect the quarterback. Whereas a running back can be a lot smaller because they only need to be quick and fast. They need to be sprinters and they need to be able to juke people. So that's why you want short people and you want tall people. That's why variety is good. You need more options, so some will be good. Next, note evolution. Evolution is a change in a population over time. So if you notice, like these beetles, the green beetles are really easy to see, and then these brown ones blend in really well, probably with sand. So over time, the brown beetles take over. Another example of evolution. Right now, we have several different races. But in the future, it's estimated that the human race will mix so much together that we'll end up with one race. And South Park did an episode on this, which is where I got the photo. Next, I want you to think, how does evolution happen? What causes animals to change? What puts pressure on animals? Think about it now. You should have remembered predators do. Predators in the environment make organisms change. So like climate change will make a lot of organisms adapt or die. Also on Monday, when you guys were birds, you were the ones causing these moths to evolve because you put the pressure on them. So natural selection causes evolution. It's a mode that forces organisms to evolve and change. Next, I want you to think, so natural selection is all about adaptations. The organisms that are best adapted or most fit have the most reproductive success. Reproductive success just means most babies. Try and think, what are some things that will make an animal more fit or have more babies? Think, pause the video now. What are some things that will make an animal fit? You should have remembered fitness. A lot of people will hear fitness and they think fitness is like big muscles. Big muscles are strong, even like fast. They're really muscular. But fit in biology does not just mean strong. Fitness can also mean camouflage. So let's say like this lizard. This lizard is really cool. It blends in really well with leaves. And that makes it fit because it can avoid predators. It's going to be really hard to kill this lizard. Also, it can help it get food because a lot of prey won't see that lizard coming. Same with this frog that blends in with moss. Next, fitness can also mean size. Size. Animals that are big and strong are also more fit when they're fighting over a mate. Like stags will literally like butt each other's heads to fight over a deer for making babies. So that's why it can help to be big and strong, and that's why a lot of elk and stags start getting bigger over time because the big and strong ones are the ones that are having babies. But big doesn't always mean more fit. It can also mean being small, like dachshunds or wiener dogs. These things prefer to be small because they used to be bred to hunt badgers in these little badger holes. So they need to fit in those badger holes, go get them. So fitness can mean size too. Also, fitness can mean beauty. Being beautiful can be fit. And what I mean by that is organisms that are beautiful, like Squidward here, or this male duck, are more likely to mate. I just want you to think about that. Like male ducks, you can always recognize them because they have this green head. which the female ducks usually find beautiful. So over time, you have more good-looking male ducks with this green hair. Now, pretty much all male ducks have the green head because it was found to be more beautiful. Next, fitness can also mean smell. So, for example, and I don't want you to just think about animals here, plants also can be fit. This plant is in San Francisco Arboretum. It's known as the death plant. It's called the death plant because it smells like a dead body. And because it smells so bad, it'll ward off predators. And you guys probably all know the classic example of a skunk. That one will ward off predators too. These are ways that smell can be used as defense. Smell can also be used as offense if something smells really good. Their animals release something called pheromones that can make them like other animals. So that's how smell can make you more fit. I really want you guys to understand this relationship of natural selection. So eventually, the more fit animals survive. And when those more fit animals survive, they have more babies. And then eventually, the generations after will have more fit animals, and the fit animals will take over. So let's say these giraffes. You have two short giraffes, and then this one got a random mutation that made it tall. But then that tall giraffe survived because it had way more leaves. And when it had all those leaves, it was able to have more babies because it was the only one that was surviving. A lot of these short, stubby giraffes were actually dying, and they weren't going to have any babies because they were starving. So eventually, over time, the giraffes are getting taller and taller because those are the ones that are surviving because they have more access to food. Yep. And last thing to notes, please write a summary. Your summary should answer this question. You need to answer, why do populations change over time? And use these words to get full points. Variety, adaptation, fit, and natural selection. Try and think what kind of pressures are put on animals and plants that'll make them change. Yep, that's the last thing, everyone. Before you go, turn in your notes and then take that attendance survey. Thank you so much for staying with me the whole time. Have a wonderful Wednesday.